the coffee's working.
Buffyverse always.
Yeah, love it.
Oh,
And I get to do interviews with my buddy James. Love your name, by the way.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, right?
Is it confusing when somebody goes, so James? I'm so sorry.
A little bit.
A little bit. I always just default that I'm not the first one being called.
Is that some kind of in-joke they set up for you guys?
No.
Random.
Just random.
Yeah. All the girls wanted to sit in his lap.
It was the ears.
Yeah. Oh, we can't talk about
No,
that.
we can't. Nope, we can't.
That's the past.
Yeah.
James, you've done some of this James. Yeah. You've done Big Fit stuff with Big Finish, the Torchwood stuff.
Yeah.
Do you like doing audio drama?
Yeah, I like it very much. I was just saying, as someone who does theater, in theater your face is like that big and your eyes are that big, and so your job is pretty much just hanging words in the air, and all the information that you're conveying about your character is pretty much the words. And so you get a toolbox if you do theater that you're very proud of having. It takes years to get this toolbox. And then you come to Hollywood and you're like, and put that in the closet. That doesn't work.
Don't use any of it.
It doesn't work for film at all. It's a completely different toolbox. And so going back and doing audio, I got to go back to the closet, take the toolbox out, and start hanging words in the air. And so I love it. Yeah.
There's a lot. It's for me it's a lot more freeing because I was always told that was great, bring it way down. I'm like, this is as down as it goes. This is what you got. So it was awesome to get to really just express and go crazy with the lines that we were graciously given by Chris and Amber.
Can you talk about your first reactions to reading the scripts, hearing about the characters? Was there anything that you maybe had for both of you that you maybe had a say in and wanted to have?
But we had no say.
Oh, yeah. Act, please. Yes. Come on.
You do not ask an actor what they think should happen. I'll tell you what they will say. It will be some version of "make me look cool." I swear to God, and that is only so interesting. And so they don't ask us things.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question then. If it was in the best interest of a show for a character to die, but it was not in your best interest, would you go for that if it really completed the story?
Yes, it is much better to have a smaller role in a very good story than a larger role in a boring one.
Yeah.
So if it serves the story, yes.
Yeah.
Put me in a dress.
100%.
I don't. That's the best choice.
Been there.
Yeah, me too.
It's freeing.
Yeah, actually, I got a Kurt Cobain moment.
Yeah. I was Lucille Ball.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
You made good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was Amber Benson put me in a dress actually.
Yeah.
Years ago, right? In Chance.
Yeah.
What was the
I forget.
question I was answering?
An audio drop. It was something about. First reactions. Yeah. I was blown away. Totally blown away because I was like, I'm in so much of this. They were like, oh, would you like to come do this? Like, yeah, absolutely. Expecting a little bit, and I was like, whoa, I'm part of the Scoopy Gang.
I was so happy that we have a new Slayer.
Yeah.
At the beginning of every episode of the original property, we said that for every generation there's a new Slayer, and that's a promise we've never made good on. And now we are.
Yeah.
And I just think that's where the heart is watching someone who is old enough to realize that the world is massively messed up, who's making the decision to try to help it. I think that's where the theme is, and I'm glad they stuck with it.
So both of you basically created these characters for the Buffyverse. Did you find that there was something new that you could bring to your character in this new media of audio, an audio story?
Yeah, I felt that you got to see just more of what Clem is as part of a team, and what I kind of always love is being the humor and getting to do more of that, but also kind of getting to be a little bit of the heart, sort of the mascot of the team. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, just to not be relegated to some boring tasks, but to actually be part of the gang and be a part of the full-fledged story. So it was awesome.
And I was always interested in who is Spike with a soul. We see him. We've seen him at the very beginning of that journey, and then not so much. And I always thought, well, how does he survive? How does he get lunch when he can't kill somebody for it? How can he get new clothes when he can't rob somebody for it? And so what I love about the project is we fast forward to 2015, and he's had a little time to figure some things out, but he's still Spike. He hasn't lost his snark. He hasn't lost his fury, but he's also got a soul, and it's more ingrained in him. And what I love about the writing is they're able to put the new pieces in without losing all the cool stuff about the old stuff. It's not like suddenly it's like, how's everyone feeling? Does anyone want a glass of milk? It's, no. Yeah.
Those would be my lines.
That's for fun.
Right. I loved the noir VO. I was like, ooh, I want to Spike via Dashiell Hammett. Yeah, that's awesome.
That was fun.
Time for one more question.
Okay.
It's also really rare in this medium that you have the opportunity to record as a cast. How did that environment help each of you elevate your performances, and were there any themes or dynamics that were more relevant that you didn't initially see when you read the script?
That's a good question, and it really is so helpful to naturally react to what the other person is saying and doing. I remember there's a scene with Juliet and I where Drusilla is trying to tempt Spike into coming over to her side, which may not be the best thing to do, and he still loves her on a certain level, and there is a pull there. And she started kind of half crying, and I started half crying, and it got really painful like that. And it was because she and I have a whole history together of all of these experiences in character, and we didn't have to talk about it or even think about it. It just kind of washed over us in an organic way, and then the mics can kind of pick that up. It's kind of my favorite moment in the whole series, and that cannot happen if you're recording in isolation. We actors will feed each other, we'll inspire each other without even really realizing it, and magic can happen, but that can't. You can kind of tell when people are doing it in isolation.
There's always a little.
They're separated. You can tell. Yeah.
It was real quick. It was amazing. It was so much fun to have everybody there, and even though you were in an isolation booth because you were,
I had a cold.
You were
I didn't
Sicky
want to give it to anybody else.
McSickerson, but we could still see you. It was like we were all still there. So I felt it really brought. It felt like doing a play. It was like It was like it was really great. So it was awesome.
All right,
Great
we're going to
question.
the next statement.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, everybody.
My little James.
Yes, I know. We'll take our cards. Yeah.